change. The Astrotherapy Podcast interviews. Nice to see you.
You hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. So how's everything with you?
Wow, everything is moving, changing, growing, evolving. Life.
It's about change. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on the Astrotherapy Podcast. My name is Ciela Winter, and I am so honored to be here with a very esteemed guest today, Master Chin. He is the founder of I Liq Chuan, the martial art of awareness. He is a martial artist, a teacher, a philosopher, a human being that is very much alive and very much here to share that aliveness with his students and with you today. So thank you so much for being here.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Today, we're exploring the theme of change through the present moment and talking about inner cultivation. And I wanted to share a little bit about your background for those who are listening today, that you have created this martial art form that was passed down through your learning with your father. And you have dedicated your life to teaching this, to developing this, to practicing this art. And this is something that runs deeply within your family. It's something that you share with your children as well. It's something that you've created and developed that you're sharing worldwide now with students from all over the world. Your early training was in Kung Fu since you were a child, yes?
Yes.
And you've won many competitions. I wanted to give a shout out to 1978. You won the state heavyweight kickboxing championship. And from then on, you were always working and winning the push-pull. Were they push-pull championships? How do you
It's the
explain
push
that?
and tournaments. It's more like some.
A tournament.
Yeah, mostly I do like kickboxing, sanda. Chinese called sanda. They do the fight.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. And you grew up fighting in that way?
No. It's only just the art itself that we got to go through some kind of pressure training.
Mhm.
Right? That means that you must able to adapt to certain conditions, not only favorable conditions, but you must able to stand up yourself through all the pressure under difficult conditions. You see that you can still maintain the sense. You see, still maintains sensible that you can go through. You see, that's the training. So.
And when you were a child, were you learning how to meet those unfavorable moments in the practice itself? You were learning how to meet that, and then how that would later apply in life.
Yes, because that it's more safer conditions that you create conditions that in pressure that under the training. You see, so you are still safe under this net. You see, so you learn to experience some of this. So when you go out to the outside world, so you wouldn't be like afraid of or get afraid or get what they call stunted. You see.
Mhm.
So it's a
Mhm.
good training in such a way. So you create pressure, difficulties, you see, that for you to go about under the martial art training. Pressure training, sometimes we call that, you see.
Do all martial arts have this pressure training, or is this specific to I Liq Chuan?
Most martial art must go through the pressure training.
Mhm.
All right. So they can keep up with different conditions. So
Mhm.
they can still keep calm, you see,
Mhm.
under unfavorable conditions. That's what martial arts should be.
And martial arts, in the way that you are sharing I Liq Chuan, is around awareness. Can
Yes.
you share with us how that makes I Liq Chuan unique as a
Now,
martial art?
some misunderstand that I'm Chinese martial arts. It's Chinese martial art, they call Kung Fu, right? Kung Fu
Mhm,
actually is more about skill. It's not just try to win over people, right? It's skill more of how to manage yourself, manage things around you. The arts, they see the skills of how to manage. So you got to go through mental and physical. So through mental and physical, that means we need to also go through timing and spacing. It's
mhm,
all about time and space, mental and physical, right? You must understand how mind and body that coordinate, right, works, how the mind affect the body, and how the
mhm,
body influence the mind. So going through timing and spacing,
mhm,
right? When we talk about timing and spacing, it's all about change. When we talk about moment, talk about present, it's about change. Every moment is changing. So it depends on how people characterize what is the change is, how you define change.
mhm,
Change to be better, change here to be there. Yes, that's the kind of change. Also, but in martial arts, we are so defined to that very point, very moment of action. So that very moment of actions, you need to understand what change is, how change come by, what make the change. Like we talk about what, why, and how. All right. So it's not just change to be better, but what make the change? Can you see the
mhm.
change? That means how do you view from there? That is what we martial look for. But apart from here, no, yes, change. Like my father teach, like you must know yourself, right? Know your opponent. But that is all through timing and spacing. You see,
Mhm.
right now. So you know yourself, you know opponent, but practically come down. Do you know what is knowing before you know yourself? All right. That's what we talk
Mm.
about. The characteristic of things. Same things to change. You want to change from here to there. Then what is the characteristic of change first? What make the change? What combine the change? What form the change? You see, like we talk about in Tao philosophy, they always say that one must have two, two must have three. Right? That means anything that form must have two things. But two things form, but there's a separation. There's a changing between these two things. Is it? There's a separation and unification. When we talk about separation, unification is a process of change. It's a continuity from one thing to another thing to work together, right? That's why in every moment of change, can you see the conflict and the cooperation over there? So you can
Both
know how.
coexisting. Both coexisting in the moment of change?
Yes, because in the system of moment of change, they must have both things there, or else it won't change. All right, because that is the continuity of things. But how well can you see that? So that's why we talk about balancing, right? Yes, there's a change. Change because there's difference, yes?
Mhm.
Right? Change has difference. But can you see the difference? But in order to have the smooth transitions of things, there must have connections of change. Right? That means the relationship, right? That this change make it what I call better transitions, a smooth transitions. The smooth transitions that in philosophy of Tao, we always talk about flow.
Mhm.
Now, like character of nature is change. And change based on Zen and Tao philosophy, that means the nature itself is change. Under Zen, we talk about is impermanent.
Mhm.
Everything is changing. No question asked. If you believe it, if you follow Tao or Zen, if you have other set of belief, I don't know. All right, all right. But according to science, all right, we talk about things is always changing. All right now, and they have a characteristic of they don't have one solid entity because everything in the moment, everything come together and separate, come and go, come and go, come and go. It's a process. It's a process, right? It's a changing process. You see now. So from here, we want to recognize how to change in harmony. That means how to create a better a better environment, right? Better environment. That means that the dog is changing, but you need to change how to change it in the proper way. Right? Now, sometimes we talk about what is right, what is wrong. It's all based on each opinion, each experience. Yes?
Yes.
But according to nature itself, they don't classify right or wrong. Right? So there's no words that say right or wrong. But then we said that in harmony through that means what is appropriate in that moment. Right? In that moment, what is appropriate in that moment? Then how do you know what is appropriate? Based on what? Is it?
Yeah.
Based on me or based on you? Is it? Based on my past experience? Based on your past experience? That means everyone is right by themselves. No one is wrong. You are right, I'm right. Is it? But according to nature has its way.
Hmm.
So that's why nature itself has its way. That means it flow along to what is the condition is. That means when that flow is always through balancing.
Hmm.
They're constant adjusting, constant adapting.
And that's the flow itself.
There's a flow itself. You see? There's a flow itself. That means that is the best result. But the problem is, can you recognize, can you see the moment of that balancing or not? Can you see that moment of what is happening to happen in that moment? Right? That's why we talk about in martial art, we talk about observing, listening,
Mhm.
aware of the moment. Now, aware of the moment, that means what? You must be able to connect with the moment, not falling back to what you think. Right? When you fall back to what you think, that is a past. All right? So it's not that the past is not used, you see, because the past experience is all the knowledge. You still need a knowledge for survival. Right? You still need a right knowledge how to approach what is the moment also, you see? Yes. So in my teaching, I talk about the three kind of knowledge. The knowledge that we learn from parents, from school, from reading books from others, from television, for whatever that you experience, you see? Yeah, that kind of knowledge is the memory, is the data that we store, like the computer storing data. Yeah. Now, with all these informations, then we go through the second process of knowledge. That is a thinking process, right? Like thinking process, like you give it, like thinking process, like you come up with questions. Now you search all the data to the thinking process, right? Combination of all this, you can come up with something new under your capacity of all this information.
Mhm.
All right. Under our martial art training, right, we say practically when we come to act, we don't use that. We try not to use that because this is the second-hand knowledge. But of course, some training, they keep on training, then the second-hand knowledge can turn into keep on training, they turn into a habitual reflex. Right? Habitual reflex is still based on what's hidden, right? That you think is your true nature. It's not. It's also your part of your nature, but it's a reflex, habitual, right? Subconscious,
Mhm.
right? Subconscious. But in the real training, that's why we want to observe directly. That is a third knowledge. We talk about connection, direct connect with the moment. That means being in the present moment. That's what we talk about. That's what a lot of nowadays we talk about. Be mindful. Yes, be mindful. Be with the moment. Now. But practically, do you really understand? Now, when you said now, already gone. That's what the change is it? It's constant changing. That means you got to constant keep up with the change. That's why we said that, as Bruce Lee said, that you need to change with the change. Right? You change, get up with the change. But the problem, I understand change with the change. But how am I going to change? How do I know the change?
Mm.
That is another question. Yes, because that's
Yes.
why from here, that's why to see the change, you must have attention, the focus, connection with the moment. And hold with the moment to see what is happening. Through the change, that means through the change, to see it is through the balance point. The
Master
constant
Chin,
of balancing, constant balancing is changing.
Master Chin, for those who are listening who have never practiced I Liq Chuan, this martial art of awareness, would you say that the practice is to teach us this,
Yes.
to change with the change?
The change with the change. You must change with the change. That means you must have the direct connect attention over there. If you cannot see that, because the problem is direct seeing connection over there, what you see, what you are trying to see. You try to see the adjustment, see the constant balancing adjustment. So you can see how it changed. Balancing is constant adjusting. But constant adjusting going back to where the point is, where they connect the thing, is it? So you can see the change. From change over there until your attention, that your focus can be stable. Then you only can really see what is happening. Or else you are be seeing, try to focus. Be seeing, try to balance over there. Until you can balance over there, then you only can see what is happening over there. But it's chicken and egg. You must also see what is happening there in order to be balanced there. You see?
Yeah.
Right? That's where the problem is, you see. But if you cannot keep over here, so your mind will fall back. Your mind will fall back to your experience, to your memory. So from your memory, your memory is the past. So with that memory, you will try to judge from the past to see the present. That's what you call judging. right? You're using the past.
Comparing.
Yes, comparing,
Uh-huh.
right? You're comparing with the past experience to see the moment. That's what I mostly teach on martial arts. We try to show the students the difference of this. Of course, we cannot keep up from here. We do fall back. We do fall back to the memory, fall back to the experience. But we should know that that is our experience.
It's our past.
That is a past.
And if we're there, we're
There
not
is no
here.
absolute right. So you see, that's you need to remind that that is not absolute right because that is your experience. From that experience, everyone is right by themselves with their own experience.
Is this what you're sharing with us so generously? And thank you. Is this something that you learned from your father and from what he was teaching you? Or is that something that you've learned in combination with spending time in the Buddhist monastery that you then wove into the training that you received from your father?
Yes, this is where I evolved when I was in monastery, right? And with monastery, of course, I have the conditions here to listen to the Dharma talk to some of the high reverend monk, right? And different what they call high reverend monk, you see, from different style. So, and also have some colleague friends that we continuing when challenge each other to discuss things and talk about, you see.
Mhm.
So from here we evolve to see, right, the philosophy, the concepts, and how to apply to that principle, you see, to our mental and physical, to our life. Practically is only to how we act, you see, right? That means we talk about the come down to the point of contact. Every moment itself that we these senses of point of contact, how we go about that, how to recognize that, how that point of contact function. You see, looking into nature, how it works. From there, slowly we evolve. So through the teaching, through sharing, you start to questions yourself, right? And also question from students. So you keep on try to explain it through science. You must understand that mind and body space, you can only occupy one at one time. You see? So like I said that if you laugh, smile. You laugh and try to think and see. It won't work. You laugh, you won't think. So laughing is a good, what I call things that will keep you in the moment to go through your day. Put up a smile so you won't keep on thinking all those unnecessary things. So it will help
Mm.
you to be staying in the moment. That's why a lot of time people say that. If you feel sad, of course, when you feel sad, try to laugh is hard, is it? So you need to practice laughing first. So to get the experience of remember to laugh, remember to smile. So to keep yourself in the moment, that kind of thing.
Mm.
That is also how to learn to connect, to see how the mind jump. You need to observe mind jump. You see, mind has the nature of jumping. You see, right? So you jump one thought to another thought. So in order to be calm, still, we need to understand how mind works. That's also through our teaching of our arts.
So when we're practicing I Liq Chuan, there is a deep embodiment of this philosophy. And through the body, through finding the balancing point, through experiencing the difference of the yin and the yang, through working with these different energies, we're embodying the philosophy itself. That helps us to understand the philosophy by living it in the body. And the point of contact comes from working with someone else who's doing the same. So then we can
Yes.
communicate and we can learn from each other in that point of contact.
Yes, this is everything happened on point of contact. But there's one important thing that is the reference. We talk about neutral approach, center approach, balance approach. You see, that means everything about center. Center. You see, center is where the 0 point is, the balance point is. So when you are center, then you only, without the center, without the neutral, you won't see that, you won't know the difference. You see the difference, you don't know the difference. Don't know how to keep up with difference. Center is a 0 point. Balance is a 0 point. Neutral is a 0 point. So that's why we talk about, if there's yin and yang here, right? So if you see yin to see yang, can you really see it? Or you are just try to compare it, right? So we said that approach from neutral, that means these two things, they are separate. That's why it's one, two, three. The three is the one that separate the two and also unify the two.
The three unifies both.
Both, and also separate the two.
Right.
So separation and unification actually is the same thing. There are two forces. Whatever, they must have two forces. What's go out must come back. There's, you see, anything forward, there's a backward. Up, there's down. Right? Or else, because these two forces are like a counterbalance force. Everything that's counterbalancing in order to hold in place, or else it fly off. Right? If you can't understand here, you will pass the limit. So separation and unification, you could say that is understand the limit. Under how far can you go, right? But as long as things that go out must able to return. If there's no return, you cannot. Then it's off the scope already. So you will not able to manage it anymore. So advise that anything that out must able to return. It's not, it cannot handle. It's out of your limit. So another thing is that to see it clear, to see the change, is to work within the change, not to go off your limit. If you go off the limit, you get yourself in trouble. Right?
Like you might fall over?
Yes. You must know your own limit. Yes. Doesn't matter physically or mentally. Right? You must know your limit. Financially also must know your limit. Everything, there's a limit within your limit. You see? If up past the limit, then you get in your trouble. Once trouble get in, they will keep on keeping another trouble. You keep on growing, is it?
Yes.
Right. So so knowing yourself, the limit is from 0. Without that 0, you don't know how far can you go. From that without that balance point.
Master Chin, how do you see your students changing over time as they slowly begin to have understanding about this philosophy in their body? What kind of changes do you see?
You can see them change because like I said that my teaching is that everything is already there. Everything is there already. It's a matter of that, do you see it or not? Right? But practically, like the Tao talk about, the training actually is to let go.
The training actually
Is to let go. Let go your viewpoint. Let go the old viewpoint. Back to the neutral viewpoint, a present viewpoint. All right? Because that we always see things through our own view. That means you are seeing through your own that means If you see through your own view, you also can say that your view block your view. When you see through your view, that means your view block your view. Then you can't see the thing as it is. That's why we always go back to, like, you must have a beginner mind. You must empty your car. Right? You must be just fresh, just a beginner. Right? Is to let go your past habit, past viewpoint. So to see something new. This is where they always teach in mindfulness training. Right? That means you must see directly. That's where the connection is. That's why this is what you call direct. Direct seeing, you see? Not seeing through your past experience. When you see your past experience, that means you are seeing through your view. Right? Then you block your view. But the problem is, how can I have a beginner mind? You see? How can I feel that? How can I empty that? Right? That means that's why we have learning some of the teaching of meditations, like constant learn to focus, constant holding a point, right? Holding a point. Don't let. That's why we talk about one focusing, one focus point, because that mind and body, time and space, only one can occupy. Right? Yes, the mind can jump, but you jump, you must know you jump. But normally we trained in martial arts, we train to hold that one point, to connect from that point. So you don't jump. You connect to that point, with that we call linking. Then we connect from center to center, from point to point. So this point turned into one present point. So, of course, that moment present, it contains the past, present, and future. Every moment contains past, present, future.
Yes.
You see? It's not that they don't have the past. It wouldn't happen that way also, you see? All right? So it's a matter of how you focus it. All right? So when we talk about focusing, you got to talk about attention. You keep on digging, the more things coming out, is it?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
If you can't recognize your attention, then how you go to focus? Right? As the martial art we talk about, first thing, attention must be there. If attention is not there, then how can you know? That's where we talk about point of contact. Because in point of contact, how you classify point of contact? When we talk about point of contact, it contains three things. They contain object, subject, and conscious. Right? What is these three things? These three things is, first of our five senses is the organ. Right? Eye, subject. Object is the formation. What you see, the form, is the object. Ear, hearing. Sound. Sound is the object. Nose, the smell is the object. Mouth, taste is the object. And the whole body, object is what? The touch is the object. Now, of all these senses, you must have conscious over there. Attention must be there. If my attention is not there, we say that you have eyes, you can't see, your ears, you can't hear. Why is that? Sometimes you can see something, sometimes you cannot see something, that you don't notice other thing there, because the conscious is not there. Right? The conscious must be there in order to see, to hear, to smell, to taste, or feel the touch. So can you observe the conscious attention or not, or the attention is not there. You see? So the training part of our martial art is also about this, because everything happened on point of contact. So you receive information from point of contact and got to react on the point of contact. How well can you receive the point of contact? How well can you receive this information from point of contact? Well, first of all, you must understand that where do you see me? Where do you hear me? Where do you feel the touch? Right? All objects, we are a receiver. Our eye didn't go out, the ear didn't go out, the body didn't go out. All information actually is reflecting in. So I see is inside. I hear is inside. Smell inside. Taste inside. The touch is also inside. You see? So that's why in martial art we talk about how you feel your touch. You feel someone touching you or you feel yourself being touched. It's two different things here. It seems quite the same, but it's not. Because the mind itself only works one at one time. If I feel myself being touched, my mind is outside. And my attention is outside. If I feel myself being touched, my attention is inside. So if I feel myself being touched, my mind, my attention is outside. If I want to act, I need to bring back my attention. So my attention will be going back and forth, in and out. The in and out in martial art, we don't call that ready. Ready, you must be there. You must be there all the time.
The in and out is before ready.
Before ready. Yes? Even my mind go out, but because that slow, it's so hard to notice that is because the mind jump so fast.
But there's no time to not be ready when you're in the point of contact.
In the point of contact, if you are inside yourself, you're always ready. You feel yourself being touched, you're already there. All right? Now, you feel someone touching you, you feel something, it's not, you can't feel, you feel it's more local. He touching me is at the point of contact, it's very local. I feel being touched, my whole body is being touched. You see? So you can try it out and see. Now you stare at something. Now you can stare at anything. Right? That means your eyes, attention is out there. Now you try to act, try to move something, try to move your hand, anything. You can see there's a pause. There's a pause. Because that you got to return your attention back to you before you can act. There's a pause there. You see? But in a refined martial arts, we can feel that. When I touch your hand, touch your body, I can notice where your attention is within yourself or attention is on me. When you act, I know that your mind is running, jumping.
And that's the moment.
That's the moment I can do whatever, like seeing what is possibility I can do.
The moment that your opponent is not there,
It's not there.
You're there.
I'm there. That's why we talk about, no doubt in martial we talk about timing and spacing, most of you talk about speed, talk about that, you see. But we try not to talk about that. What is speed? So when I'm already there, the speed and time is normal.
It's outside of time. It's outside of speed.
Yes, because you are there.
There's no time or speed now.
Yes, because you are there already. You see? So nothing can be faster than you are there. So you train to be mindful moment to be there all the time.
Moment by moment by moment.
Moment by moment. Constant balancing that moment to be there. That is our training. So through here, of course, it will cut off a lot of, so you don't happen to, it's not that you cannot think, you think, you process thinking, do everything. It's a survival kit, but you can recognize that won't stir up emotion that easily, right? All emotions are from the past. You could say that. Why you get angry? Why you get sad? Because the memory attack you. It's your past experience attack you. You can say that. You see? If without that judging, it won't happen. Right? Sometimes we talk about experience is good. If you don't know how to handle your experience, you will get yourself very emotional, very in trouble. Right? That's why we said that your experience attack you.
Mm. We think it's out there.
No, because that you are judging from your experience. So your experience make you unhappy or make you happy. What make you happy? What make you unhappy? What make you sad? Is your past experience judgment. You see?
Overlaid right now.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, judging the moment.
Mhm.
You see?
From the past.
From the past.
And then you can't see because you're in your view, not
Yes.
in uh-huh.
In your view, not that you cannot see. The problem is you still see. Right? Because how could I be wrong when I see? That's why it's very hard to convince someone, you see, because I see. Cannot be wrong. But you see from your past experience. Not what you see, the truth. Sometimes we talk about there is relatively truth and ultimate truth. You see? So when you
I
see directly, it's the ultimate truth. When you think using your past, sometimes it's not absolute truth. You see?
It's relative truth. I
Right.
am seeing it, but I'm seeing it from my past experience. For me, it's real. For me,
Yes.
it's what I'm for
Yes.
me, it's true, but it doesn't mean that it's true for you.
Yes. It's not truth for the nature,
Mm.
right? By itself. That's why we always talk about the way things are, see things as it is. Right? But that is a lot of to do that, there's a lot of kind of understanding how to approach. Right? You got to understand how this mental and physical works first. You see? How the body works, how the senses work, how this mind works first, before you could really approach it.
Master Chin, we're talking about martial arts, but this is something that we can apply to being in relationship.
Yes, this is this is because that we approach the martial art. It's just a matter of training purpose. It applied to everything because martial art itself, in the moment of training, it gives feedback. It gives response feedback much faster. You see, so when you do something wrong, instantly you get whacked or you off balance, you get the feedback. You see, or you get different conditions happening there. All right. So some other way of training, maybe you realize it, maybe after a couple of months, you do it wrongly, or after a few years only, you say, I do it wrongly. Right? But in martial art, it's the instant feedback, you see, that kind of thing. We see that way, you see. So we keep on correcting, you see, in a way that keep on adjusting. It's more about applying it into a life, you see. Right? Like I said, Chinese Kung Fu is more about the skill. Nowadays, it's different from olden days that you train to, right? I mean, to defend anything, you see. Yes, you still learned the art itself that you have the confidence that you can protect yourself, protect your family, or protect anything surrounding, right? So protect doesn't mean that you need to fight fight your way out, you see. Protect, that means actually a defense point we talk about. It's more about awareness. Are you aware of the situation? Are you aware of the time and space, the conditions? Are you aware that what kind of situation you are walking in? Right? So to protect, first, don't get yourself into that situation, that trouble situation. Yes? It's the best solution. Are you aware of that or not? But that aware is based on what? Based on what that you can walk in, what you cannot walk in. Yes? Of course, it's based on your capacity, your limit, all this come in, the condition there, everything, you see? Yes? So when you walk in, get in trouble already, can you safely walk out? Without any physical, right? To verbally, to action or walking away, how you want to walk away. On last resort, that I'm confident to defend myself, even to fight. Yes? So not to hurt other people, so you can walk away. Disarm everything, you can walk away. Because this is nowadays that what we train to be, have this self-defense, you see, to gain that kind of confidence. All right? So it's not like you really got to fight. Because you really want to fight, anything happen, you just call police. Yes, it's only thing that in certain situations that you are in that situations, so you are prepared. That is yes.
People come to martial arts to learn self-defense. Some people come there to learn to fight. What I'm experiencing in I Liq Chuan is learning how to live.
Yes. Because first of all, it's about the health, right? And the health itself, then you have the byproducts of protections, if you do it correctly, right? And you have spiritual. The spiritual, that means understanding how to be calm, how to be, right? To see things clear. All right. I mean, overall, it's all about happiness. Yes, we want to live happily. That's it. Not to be disturbed by, influenced by other, easily influenced by other, and also not easily influenced by our past. All right. So mostly we will influence a lot of them from our past experiences. So can we take care of that?
So we're learning how to be present, and the present moment is change itself.
Yes. Yes. It's all about change. That's why, do you know the change? Right? Can you keep up with the change? Can you recognize the change? Like, can you go about that change? You see? Right? You see how the change happened also. We talk about this cause and consequence, cause and effect, right? So everything is about cause and effect, but how to have the better cause and effect. So the moment of balancing it to have the better cause, so you have better effect. You see? So it's all about through that balancing point to know how to deal with that. Like I said, if you can't see that point, you don't know how to approach. You will mostly approach through your past experience. Oh, I do it this way, I listen that, oh, I go to do that way. You see? Right? To martial arts, you got to you talk about constant balancing to neutralize, you see? To neutralize situations. So you can see, in order to neutralize the situation, you need to see things clearly. You see?
Master Chin, many of the people listening to this may not have ever practiced martial arts or ever thought of themselves as someone who could. But throughout your experience, you have taught people all over the world, all ages, all abilities. What could you share with the people listening today as an invitation for them to experience this for themselves, even if they never thought that they could be a martial artist?
It's not about, it's not about martial arts. See, it's about how do you understand the point of contact now? For instance, I'm sitting here. First of all, you understand that you are the receiver. Feel yourself. That's why we always say, feel yourself, right? Don't try to go out. Feel yourself, right? You just feel yourself, like feeling your skin. You feel your skin. You see your clothes is touching you, all right? You are sitting, right? You feel yourself, constant feeling yourself, right? Is a certain days your attention will get more and more clearer, right? So another word, feel yourself. You can feel yourself, then you can start feeling your breath. That you know that you are breathing all the time. Do you know you are breathing? Right? Raise and fall. Constant knowing yourself breathing. Then later on you try to feel your heartbeat. You know that your heartbeat is always bouncing. Yes? So then slowly build up your mindfulness attention within yourself. Feeling yourself. Then feeling yourself, then slowly you will see how your body work, it move. Then your movement, then you take your movement. Why you move, how you move, how you coordinate the move. Where do you, what point, where you start to move. There's a pressure point that you move out from that pressure point. Like gravity. You see, you move out from there. All right? There's always a point. Right? Then slowly you will try to watch the thought. You know that doing here, the thought jump in. The thought, you see? Because you are connected with the body here, with your breath, with all these senses, hearing, put on these 5 senses as a receiving, then if anything interfere, you know. Like the thought interfere, you know. The thought try to pull you out because that you are paying attention over the senses. But still your senses pull you out. But you listen outside or you see something beautiful or something ugly, right? It connect yourself back to your memory. Or you just see things as it is. There's no such thing as ugly or beautiful. Everything in the moment is beauty by itself. Only when you relate something past, oh, this is not good, this is good. All right? So you would able to watch this slowly, you will constant feeling yourself just directly. Right? That's what Tao talk about. Tao cannot be named.
Hmm?
Tao cannot be named. You cannot name it. When you name it, it's what? That means you reference to the past. You see? Now, let me give you a trick and see. Not the trick and see. You try to see whether you can see it or not.
Okay.
Now, when you look out at anything, you try to look out, like stare at something. When you stare on something, you will start to name. Right? Stare on anything and start to name. Now, when you stare at it, start to name. Now, you don't stare. Now, you make a reflection. Make a reflection. Make a reflection. You see the difference, but you are not naming. Can you feel that?
Mm-hmm. I came inside myself.
Yes. Then you are not naming anymore. But you see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You see, if I see the things, I see something is red. I see the different, this and this is different, but I wouldn't name it red. My mind wouldn't name it. If I draw, I wouldn't name it. When I go out, I name it.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the first things that you must know how your mind, how you this faculty functions. This is the receiver. So we train to receive, to see infinite. Even now you look up. Once you stay look up, then you can see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. When you throw back infinite, you can see its prefer is infinite. There's no 1, 1, 1. It's one stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to train that way in all the senses until that you are focusing you are focusing your eyes, focusing yours. It's not focusing. Now, like I said, that you bring one finger out. You bring one finger out. The first glance, you look at it. The first glance, you look at the finger is clear. The second, it turn blur.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Now you use your eyes to keep on focusing. You are reflecting back to your eyes. Your eye is focusing, but you can see the fingers is constant clear. It don't turn blur because you are focusing. You are adjusting your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be adjusting all the senses that receive.
Mm-hmm.
This is the training that not only this is martial art training also, we train, but in daily life, keep that up.
Because if I'm practicing this, I'm oriented towards the point
Yeah, back to
of
you.
change
Yes.
inside of me.
Mm.
Yes. Mm. Master Chin, thank you so much for this conversation, for sharing your philosophy, for your teachings, for your passion, for helping us learn how to live in this way
You're welcome. Yeah.
with so much joy and fun. And, I want to encourage everyone listening to experience and to explore and to find I Liq Chuan near them. Um, how can people find you, or what's the best way to learn about this?
I mean, you can get into my website, my Facebook.
Mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
to search and read more about this.
Yeah. Also, I have your book here, the I Liq Chuan Martial Art of Awareness, which is so profound and beautiful. And so I will link all of this in
Yes,
the show notes for
yes.
people.
Because I'm not good at computer, I don't know how to do all these things.
Is there anything else you would like to share? Just a last thought with our audience today.
I mean, I just wish everyone, continue to be happy. You see, keep on searching. All right. I mean, it's a non-stop process of continuity of keep on balancing. You see, be in the moment. Right. Like I said, that it's only through balancing that you can be in the moment. Right. So I wish everyone happy and healthy. All right. So thanks for having me here.
Thank
Mhm.
you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.